What is up, people? Welcome. It's another thrilling episode of Foodies and Friends. We are at, am I saying this right, URBE?
URBE.
URBE.
Well, as well as I can say without rolling my
Leave it to me to say URBE. I'm Ruben and Katie, obviously. Katie Stone is here. Katie, who's our guest today?
What's going on, you guys? We have Houston Foodie Friends, another superstar from Houston Foodie Friends Facebook group, Sean Beck, one of the most active contributor, enthusiastic foodies in Houston. We are so excited to be here. Time taking a look at your fantastic Mother's Day creations.
Well, we're thrilled to have you.
As well as all of your beautiful cocktails.
Anytime we can share great stuff with the people of Houston, we love to do so.
You want to talk cocktails first?
Yeah, I'm not drinking because I have some more work to do.
Look at
Cheers.
this.
I'm having a horchata iced coffee. These two are having a margarita called the Carlitos Way.
Okay.
The Carlitos Way, which is an ode to Carlos Camarena, who is in my opinion, the best distiller of tequila in Mexico. He makes El Tesoro tequila, so this is like a pure, unadulterated margarita experience with just really good agave nectar, really good dry curacao, really fresh lime, and the ultimate tequila.
That's fantastic.
Really good.
That is really
That's the way to start off a show.
The coffee's good, but I'm suffering from margarita.
We've been doing it wrong.
We have.
We've been going backwards. Start with the cocktails.
Alcohol, then the food. That's the best way to be. So.
How long has URBE been here now?
So URBE opened up in September. So, I guess we're almost at 8 months now. So, yeah. Lunch, dinner, brunch, and it's kind of a celebration of the street foods of Mexico.
I love that.
So a little more approachable than our other spots, Hugo's and Caribou and Sochi.
I love it, and this is my first time here. You guys just opened, right? So I've been hearing from all of my friends how amazing the food is. Melissa Stevens, who does the public relations for the Clever Stone Foundation, was just raving about the food here, and so really excited and very excited to take a look at that item in particular.
I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't even know if the second camera's working, but
baby,
here, watch this, and I'll get it wrong, right? Because I always get it wrong.
That is queso flamiado.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. We got to make a little adjustment. Did the camera just die? The camera just died. Of course it did.
The dish that was on the screen is the queso flamiado, which is the traditional form of queso from Mexico, if you will.
Yeah.
And so, let me get it because I have.
That's okay. We're just gonna put it right here. Look at that.
So it is baked, decadent, house-made cheese with smoked brisket and onions and vegetables and peppers in there. And so it's like extra gooey, and you can fill it up on a flour tortilla that we make in-house with a little bit of habanero salsa. So, nothing wrong with the Texas Velveeta queso, but this is the OG that it was modeled off of, and it's a little bit more decadent and rich and robust and over the top.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Now, how many cheeses did you say?
It's one cheese that we make in-house, so it's a combination cheese that we make in-house there. And then it's got the smoked brisket that we do in-house there, and the onions and the peppers and the mushrooms, and it's just really good.
And the cheese, it's the kind of cheese, the taste of the cheese. Talk about...
So it's meant to be emblematic of like a Oaxacan string cheese.
Okay.
So that melts really well.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit richer and more stringy than, say, a mozzarella would be. So, but yeah, it's a fresh cheese. So it's really clean, gooey, decadent flavor.
Ruby's going in. Interested in this sauce, too.
That's our habanero salsa that we make in-house.
Yes, very interesting.
That has a very lovely kick to it. And so habanero being a pepper that's next step up above jalapeno.
Not overpowering. But I like that kind of heat. I like the heat. Well done.
Texans need a little more heat. I mean, we are a place that the movie theaters have jalapenos for your popcorn. Mm-hmm. So we definitely crave a little bit more heat than other areas of the United States.
I'm going to go a little bit simpler with just the cheese and no sauce.
That's a fun one to eat on TV because you get all the kind of cheese hanging
out.
Ruben
is more experienced at these things. Oh, and what's this?
That's the smoked brisket that we do in-house there. So
I hope you guys can see.
We do a lot of rich smoked meats in-house. So birria, which people are going crazy over. We do our own birria.
What is up with birria? It's been the
I think it's been around forever, particularly from Jalisco and Mexico, and I think you start seeing it more and more on social media, and people are craving it.
I love it.
It's traditionally made with goat, but here in the States, more often than not, we make it with beef, and
Cabrito.
it's got that amazing consomme with it, really, really decadent. Got that fiery orange color there when you sear it on a grill top. So
Really good.
I think so. It's been one of our most popular dishes since we've opened up, and it's part of our Mother's Day menu that we're doing this summer.
Oh,
Yeah, let's talk about that because a lot of folks are trying to figure out where to go for Mother's Day. Maybe they're doing a little last minute kind of like shuffling around. Do they need a reservation?
We recommend a reservation. Now, on a normal weekend, we do lovely counter service where we bring all your food and the drinks to you.
Right,
and it's a big, bright, open space. But obviously, for the holidays, we have a little sit down where you're getting choices on your first and second course, and then there's this amazing over-the-top dessert menu because we do tons of in-house pastries and cookies and croissants and conchas and all the Mexican pastries here. So we're gonna have an overwhelming dessert buffet because moms
we have
and
a
kids
shot.
and everybody else loves sweets.
We have a great shot of the entrance there, and you guys are right here in Uptown Park.
Beautiful location.
So a great spot.
Right next to San Fran,
Yes.
H-Wall.
Yes.
Flower Child and the new Barcelona style.
And
ice
the
cream.
rustic.
Yep.
The rustic is right there.
Lots of great food options here. Little tip: get here early because it might take you a minute to find parking.
But there's a good amount of parking over, but there's also a little valet if you don't want to wait.
Get here a couple of minutes early because you're going to want to do. Do you want to swap this out for something else, Katie?
Sure. Let's put this on. Let's see. Come on.
The goblet of Campanchana, the Mexican seafood cocktail done Mexico City style.
Can I see that?
We got shrimp and octopus and oysters and avocado in there. And what distinguishes that, even though it's a tomato base, they use secret ingredient, Fanta orange soda, because it always has to have a little bit of sweetness to offset the spice in there. So it's almost like you're making your own Bloody Mary and mixing that with sweet stuff at the same time.
Got it. All right,
so
we got to try it.
very, very classic.
What? Tell me, Sean, how you guys are a part of.
You want to go in, or you want me to go?
You can try. Yeah, you can try it. You guys are obviously a part of the restaurant group.
H-Town Restaurant.
H-Town Restaurant Group, which obviously is Hugo's, Caracol, Sochi,
URBE, and
Backstreet, and
so this is our latest, and this is our idea of being more accessible and casual. So daytimes, it's meant to be really walking, counter service, full service at the bar, but we bring you all the food, we bring you all the drinks, you get to relax, a little less expensive, but you're still getting those honest, classic flavors of Mexico that we worked so hard. And then at night, we still do full service and sit down and we can take reservations. But again, the idea is more casual with more emphasis on the street food dishes of Mexico.
And where did that idea come from, do you think, or the location of the inspiration?
I think being out here, being near the Galleria and all the offices, and the idea of being more accessible. But Hugo wrote a book several years ago called The Street Foods of Mexico, which you can still find online, which is an amazing homage to the dishes and the flavors. It's an incredible coffee table because some of the photography is amazing in that. So that was really the genesis for doing this type of restaurant.
How cool! Because he did that book quite a while ago.
He did.
Yeah.
And then prior to this time, Hugo's was our ode to overall the artists and craftsmanship of interior Mexico.
Right.
And then Caracol was our celebration of the coastal regions and a lot of the seafood. And then Sochi was our emphasis on Oaxacan cuisine, which is the birthplace of moles and chocolate and all that. So we had to go the other direction, make it a little bit more light and breezy and fun and accessible.
We are lucky to have you going.
All right, let's swap this guy out because absolutely. He's a local treasure. What is this?
This just got into season. This is, as many Houstonians know, this is a seasonal dish that we love celebrating. These are squash blossoms, and we actually have a farm that raises them especially for us. And so these are stuffed with cheese that we make in-house and lightly kind of pan-seared. Okay. And they're just wonderful. They're a really classic Mexican dish. You go to the markets down there on the streets.
They feature.
They'll be frying, they'll be frying them on a flat top or a comal. They might make them into tacos, but it's like a very classic dish that comes around every summer.
So you and I are going to have to talk off camera, offline, because taking the family to Mexico City for the first time, we're going in July.
Yeah, I got tons of recommendations. It's a great getaway, and there's some wonderful neighborhoods to walk around.
Get in there. That's great.
We do a whole menu of those at Hugo's every summer, and here we're going to do these stuffed ones, but on the menu we do a classic blue corn quesadilla stuffed with the squash blossoms.
Highly recommend
If you're a vegetarian and you want Nirvana, squash blossoms.
Okay.
It's light.
It's really, really nice.
Light, not super aggressive. The flavors on it are
really
mild, just That cheese is great. What kind of cheese is it?
So that we got a little bit of queso fresco grilled on top there, and then we got like a sweet, creamy, whipped cheese. It's almost
nicely
like
done.
I could just
ricotta
have this for
Nicely
lunch.
done.
Oh my goodness.
That's
oh
really
wow.
good.
It is really great.
And beautiful and so colorful.
The squash bosses are vibrant. They're beautiful. I mean, it's just a waiting game every year to see when they're going to come into season, when we'll be ready for them. So.
All right. So we've got the best floor director in the world. I just have to say, 'cause she is working really hard.
Does.
Talk to me about this. What is
That
happening
is
there?
chilaquiles. So that is a classic brunch dish, which is essentially like house-made tortilla chips there in the salsa with the chicken with the fried eggs on it. That is really, really impossible to kind of go wrong with there. So
You put a fried egg on anything.
and it
you're
uses
winning.
like the salsa de tomatillo, which is a green salsa on there that we love. You know, it's not as spicy as other salsas. It's really tart and fragrant and kind of delicious, and you still get that same crunch of the tortillas there. But this is like, when I think breakfast foods in Mexico, chilaquiles is one of my favorite. In fact, there's restaurants in the tequila and Jalisco area.
That's what they do.
They specialize in
in
chilaquiles.
this.
Okay, this sauce is really incredible.
It's fantastic,
Yes.
right? I think I want the whole experience, so I'm just going to break it.
Yeah, you get all the egg. I mean, because gooey eggs are just amazing.
So, and for folks that don't know, talk a little bit about your background, because you've been in the restaurant gig for many, many years. I know I've run into you so many times over the years, doing so many different stories.
Hugo, our chef, and Tracy for over 20-some years. So
Right.
I started out at our original restaurant, Backstreet Cafe, which you can still see me at, with wine and cocktails. And so when I was in school, and I've just evolved over that time and devised all our beverage programs. So I create all our cocktail programs and curate our spirit list and our wine list, and work on events with the teams and the chefs and all that. So
one of the things I love about Sean, in addition to helping facilitate all these beautiful creations, is how accessible you are to diners in general and to people in Houston. And I think that's really cool because I see this in Houston Foodie Friends in the Facebook group. Diners are able to answer so many questions, and diners are able to interact with you. You're not just some faceless person behind a group of restaurants, and it really, it gives a face and it gives people.
I think during the pandemic, that place like Houston Foodie Friend and being able to engage with people and talk about people and point people in the right direction is always a nice thing. And having 2 decades in the industry, I have kind of like this very long-term memory of all the places and trends and food spots you can see. So
and that's
why not
so
share that
wonderful,
information?
of course, and it really serves to inspire people to kind of get out of their comfort zone and maybe try a different kind of food that they may not have known to try, but because you are a familiar face.
Yeah, I mean that's Houston. We're the most diverse city in the country, so we definitely should be exploring that diversity. It's what makes us so iconic and famous.
So, and what Hugo and your team has done by featuring these different regional restaurants that focus and maybe introduce. Have you, with the explosion of our food scene over the past decade and a half now, do you see Houston as being more adventurous?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think when I started out, it was probably commonplace for everyone to have Thursday night. This is our Italian night.
Right.
But now families might be Thursday night. This is our Korean food night or our Vietnamese food night, or we're going out for ramen, or we're going out for Mexican food. So we really steered into embracing the wealth of cuisine options here. And for us, knocking against Tex-Mex, when you open up Hugo's, that you were having frozen margaritas made with, triple sec out of you were having a sweet and sour mix. So we were like the first one to really go full in, make only fresh lime juice and shake them to order, and not just put store-bought chips and salsa on the table, make things in house and make moles in house. And so we kind of opened up that foray into like the appreciation of like the craft of cuisine from like these small regional communities.
Are you ready?
Oh boy!
I'm ready. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That is a harache. Harache meaning like a sandal shape.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have the egg on there and all those lovely
You could see it at the bottom.
slow cooked pork, it's a masa cake that we shape that's designed to kind of look like a giant sandal. So if you were in the markets in Mexico City, they would be working the dough and they would throw it right on the flat top and toast it and sear it in front of you, and then they crack the egg on the grill and mix the toppings and they would build it right up. And so that is kind of our reference to that. And when you thicken up the masa, it gets a little bit thicker than what is used to make a tortilla.
Right.
The flavor comes through different because you get the outer crust, you get the soft inside.
Yeah.
And that's what this is underneath, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's more of a thicker, almost kind of like maybe a naan.
It's almost like a naan, but then you make a little rim around it.
Like a little dish.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That's
cool
insanity.
looking. It's really nice. Yeah.
And then it's got carnitas, slow cooked pork that's been cooked in its own fat.
Yep.
So you get really crispy, crunchy, and I hate to say it, not the carnitas that a lot of people got used to at Chipotle, but the real deal carnitas.
Yeah, the real ones, man. You guys are doing the real stuff. And this is on your Mother's Day menu.
It is. This is also on our Mother's Day. Yeah, that's one of the entrees on our Mother's Day menu as well.
Beautiful.
As is the drink that we just set down for you, which is, I think, a drink that I think moms would appreciate. I call it a day at the beach, which they certainly deserve.
They need a day off,
and
right?
as the weather gets warmer, this is hibiscus ginger beer with kind of a spirit they do in Michoacan, Mexico called charanda, which is a little bit like rum. It's a sugarcane spirit, and there's a little pineapple brandy there, and so it's just bright and fresh and colorful and a little spicy.
I've never tasted anything like this before.
No.
Oh my goodness.
It's really good.
And did you come up with
Yes.
these drinks? So when you come up with these drinks,
Sean knows a thing or two about spirits.
I mean, I know, his name is on the menus, obviously. I did Easter brunch with my son at Caracol, and it was so nice. The menu was very beautiful, and I love how, right on the front of the menu, cocktails by Sean Beck, which
I wrote that, so I put my name.
Let's go. I mean, give credit where it's due.
He knows what's up.
The drinks are important.
Yes.
That's a very big attraction for people. What kind of inspires you? I mean, obviously Mother's Day, this is a beautiful...
Yeah, everything is seasonality, so as the seasons change, your thoughts about what you drink should change. Just like we change our wardrobe.
Amen, Ruben, did you hear that?
What?
When the seasons change,
Yeah.
so should what you drink.
Like the heavy red wines I want in winter, I maybe don't want in the summertime.
Yeah.
And the heavy boozy drinks I maybe wanted at wintertime, I want lighter, refreshing, more easy to do.
So true.
Hydrating.
You ever
This is
thought about
hydrating.
that? Yeah. Change your...
Are you trying to call out Ruben for his
She
drink
is.
spots?
She is. And I'm glad you pointed that out, Sean, because this is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just
The
these little
aggression is
digs,
real.
these little shots.
I'm just,
And I'm a nice guy. I'm easy to get along with, but no, Katie Stowe can't leave it alone.
This is brilliant. I love
She's
this.
like a dog with a bone.
This is brilliant.
All right, while you're
amazing creation.
while you're drinking it up, guys.
That's quite possibly
Flautas?
our favorite dishes. No, these are taquitos. Flautas would be a
Taquitos.
little bit longer.
Okay.
So it's like tortillas are like pasta in Italy. Like every size and shape has a
You
different
can go to one
terminology.
town and they specialize in
Tastes
this
a little
one
bit
thing.
different.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
these are crispy rolled tortillas that are stuffed with corn. And this is another salsa. We said tomatillo earlier. This is one of the great salsas we should all be eating. This is salsa de habanero, which is avocado and tomatillo mixed together, served cold, a little bit of lime, really refreshing.
Two of my favorite things, and that tomatillo salsa is incredible. The one that you guys...
the cooked one is wonderful, but the fresh one you can put on almost anything. It's great on fish. It's great on chicken. It's great on pork. On a salsa, on a steak, when you do like a steak salad drizzling over that. It's one of these salsas that more people should eat. I always keep salsa de habanero in my fridge.
Wait!
What just happened?
Stop!
Can I get some to go?
Sean, what is in this?
Tell you, it's that beautiful little tomatillo that we see at the grocery store. It looks like a green tomato.
I think in Mexico this is what they would call brujeria.
I don't know.
Witchcraft.
No,
Brother.
This is unbelievable.
You are making
Marley,
the magic happen.
You're going to have to try some of this. Shout out to Marley, my intern from University of Houston Honors
Floor director.
School. She has been with us all season long, our food wrangler. You're going to have to take a bite of this.
Taquitos are just like the essence of like really deeply satisfying street food.
Yeah, get it and go.
Just
Oh my goodness.
the number of times I've been eating this while driving from restaurant to restaurant is staggering.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
That's my favorite of the day so far. But I haven't seen your dessert.
No, that's fine. These are deeply satisfying. So we'll get them to bring over some dessert. We'll actually have your assistant ask them to bring us. Just show us some pastries. So
So,
the counter, that would be
when
perfect.
you guys are putting menu items together, or new menu items together, do you really want to recreate like a real traditional particular dish? Is at some point do you put a more of a spin on it, or how much of it is like sticking to like really traditional?
No, Hugo has his little riffs that he does on things, but because of so much of the dishes he's showing are things that people haven't seen out of Mexico. Yeah. He does like to steer more to the traditional, but maybe more with updating plating.
Sure, presentation.
Updating the form it takes.
Right.
But the core flavors, the sauce, the way the tortillas are made, all of that is in essence traditional. Like this, gorditas.
Oh my
that
God.
We're doing right here, which like little fat ones.
Oh my
yeah, they are.
Gorditas are like a little flat tortilla. Yeah. Some people might say it looks like an arepa, which is kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
But you kind of slide them open and you stuff them with the meat.
Yeah.
And they're just like these little sandwiches that you do here.
Yeah.
And these ones are stuffed with like chicharron, which is crispy pork, and slow cooked pork. So you have two different types of pork going on in there.
So you guys had only been open a little while.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine said, meet me at lunch. We were in such a hurry that I don't even remember what I got, but we were like stuffing it, about to run it at the door. And I'm glad we came and kind of just took some time because the flavors are incredible. You guys really did.
Yeah, that was the joy, was to show people things that were not necessarily, because we all see tacos everywhere, and not that we don't do tacos. We do fantastic tacos. Like she's going to set some fish tacos on the table here in a moment for you guys to try. But we also want to do things that we don't see as often, like the gorditas, and like the taquitos, and like the queso funiata.
Right.
Those are the aforementioned fish tacos. And I have to say, these are a hard dish to do. That batter you see on those, it's like a Baja style fish taco.
Yeah.
It took Hugo, who's traveled to Mexico countless times and grew up there,
sure,
to figure out and find that recipe from people out there and to be able to recreate it. Because it has almost like an airiness about it. So when you fry things in it, it's soft and airy. It doesn't taste like the southern style fried fish that we see there.
Yeah.
And then we do a little bit of a chipotle pepper aioli on there, a little bit of cabbage, napa lettuce, and those fresh tortillas. And so this is a nod to that West Coast style of Mexico. Mm-hmm. You'd probably find that dish a little bit more in Southern California.
Oh,
and is this for on your Mother's Day menu?
That is. The fish tacos are on the Mother's Day
menu. Is that the full serving, or is it a small?
That is the full serving on Mother's Day. I think that's the full serving on Mother's Day.
That's a great portion. That's huge. Can you guys see?
Well, I think we did 3 because we would like, you know what, somebody's going to eat 2, and then they're going to have another person at the table that is going to want to try theirs.
Very true.
And if you're a mom, you already have to give away your food all the time to your kids, and husband reaching over and grab something. So having that extra emergency taco that you can hand off to someone else at the table.
Wait, you guys got to see this. Can you see? It's so light and airy. Can you see?
We live by the emergency taco rule.
So tell everybody, so when you walk in here, ordering and how that works.
So on a normal day, on Mother's Day, you walk in, we have a hostess stand, which we always take you come to the hostess stand and we get you a table.
Right.
And then on a normal day for lunch, at brunch, you go to the counter and order and we would bring everything to you.
Right.
On Mother's Day, we're going to have waiters take care of it because that day above all else, we want you to be spoiled and taken care of. And so we'll do full service. At night, we're full service anyway as well. So you're going to get the best of both worlds on that.
Cool. So lunch is a little counter service?
Yeah.
I love that.
And it makes it like more easy to go in and out and pop through there.
Right. All right, I love it.
So we do have some desserts for you, but we also have a steak dish I did. I just want to pop that on the screen because obviously people love steak. So that's like a carne brava, so a wood-grilled skirt steak there. Done with a little house-made tamale there, some Mexican rice, a little salsa, some edible flowers. That's fish tacos.
What kind of fish is this?
Red snapper.
My goodness.
So we try and use high quality. We're never using tilapia at our place. We're using the good stuff. The good fish. So.
Some of the best fish tacos I've ever had. And I used to live in Mexico.
Here we go.
I think we should set the pastries down, though, because that's going to be one of the things that really is like the treat that we did.
When you set the pastries down, keep your fingers away from Katie's mouth.
Because we want you to have like just this over-the-top fun experience on Mother's Day. You'll get your dishes, your appetizer, your entree. We have a dessert buffet for you.
Oh, what? Boy.
And this is your spritz to end the spritz. This is my floating garden spritz, which is made with Saint Germain and a little bubbly and a little bit of peach and basil and cucumber.
I love this.
Really,
Sean, you are
really
so creative, and I love how colorful everything is. So beautiful.
Well, we want to have brightness and fun and loveliness, and I just put you in such a good mood when you have color and vibe and flavor.
Talk about the ingredients.
So in this
one, would this to be
pretty easy drink. So Saint Germain is an elderflower liqueur you can find almost anywhere. That's our main one. I splash it with a little bit of gin to add some herb to it. but a little bit of Texas peach in there, a little bit of citrus, and then bubbly. And you could use Prosecco, you could use champagne, you could use Cava, but we should all be drinking more spritzes because they are absolutely delicious.
This should be your new favorite drink, Ruben, and anybody out there. This
Really?
is a very, very good combination.
Dangerously easy to drink, and it hydrates you, and it's a little less boozy.
There you go. Let's talk about the high points. It hydrates you.
Yes,
All right.
it definitely hydrates
What
you.
is happening here? Our friend the fried egg has
I
returned.
think that is, that might be the mamella. So that's like a toasted masa pancake stuffed with squash and then with the fried eggs on top of it, which is also absolutely delicious.
I want to take a bite of this. Oh, you got the steak.
I got the steak. The steak is incredible.
Okay, that's actually the huevos rancheros because I couldn't see it. That's you got all those wonderful thick avocados on there, and you've got a little bit of that braised beef on there, and then your brisket again.
Sean, what are your regular operating hours outside of the holiday too, and then what are your hours on Mother's Day?
So on Mother's Day we open at 10, and we're doing brunch 10 until 3. And our normal hours we're open Monday through Sunday daytime. So for lunch we do 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. On the weekends we do brunch at 10 a.m. on both Saturday and Sunday, and then we do dinner Monday through Saturday.
Okay. And your to-go curbside options?
Yep.
Are you
Excellent.
guys ordering?
You
from
can
the restaurant?
go through the restaurant website, URBEHouston.com, or you can visit us in various food ordering apps like Uber and Flavor and all of that.
So you use
Let's
the
get to
delivery
desserts
app.
because we're going to have to wrap
I
pretty
know,
soon.
we're
We could
running
go
out of time.
forever.
I know, we totally could.
You've been like the best guest, man. You really have.
And I'm going to say,
It's so amazing.
oh, thank you. We do like a panderia type experience as well, like a Mexican bakery. And so we always have at the counter gorgeous pastries. So we're going to take that to the nth degree for Mother's Day.
You guys are killing.
You're bringing me back because it really is, because like I said, I used to live in Mexico for 2 years, and I've often said best 2 years of my life. Amazing group of people, just an amazing little town, Rosarito Beach community, which is so welcoming. And this is exactly what I would see.
They love pastries.
Walk down to the bakery, and maybe not as beautiful, but
Oh, that is? Okay, all right.
oh wow.
My daughter craves that one.
But if you've never had Mexican pastries, like one of the really good things about it, it's not super sweet.
No, they're not super sweet. And we do various fruit-filled ones. That one's done with cheese. We make little house-made donuts.
Right.
We've got different croissants that we do. Like we'll do a chocolate almond croissant. We'll do a traditional croissant. Almost any holiday, you will see us doing special desserts as well.
Right.
And you can even order those for your office gathering or for home parties
Oh,
and
how
stuff
smart!
like that.
You can just order like a pack of, and what would that? Just out of curiosity, what's a kind of a pack like this cost?
I mean, most of our pastries run from like $250 to $350.
Okay.
So and there's always a daily option on the website. Even if you just pop in there like, oh, I need to get a box of pastries to take home. So and our pastry chef Ruben is nominated for Best Pastry Chef in America this year by the James Beard Awards.
Oh, right on.
He is Hugo's brother. He is very talented.
We met him.
Yes,
We did meet him. Yeah. A while ago, but we met him.
It's Teacher Appreciation Week this week.
Oh, that would be good to get the teachers,
So
right?
you might see me tomorrow morning.
There you go.
Eating some cookies
Pastries
last
and
minute.
school supplies, the things that teachers love, and coffee.
And you've got a daughter in school
I
age.
do,
too.
a 10-year-old daughter, yeah.
Yeah, we're all in the school age realm. Well, Ruben, not so much anymore. Your daughter's going to college.
Going to college, man.
Yeah.
He's going to go booze it up in Mexico City with his daughter.
We're sending her off in style. We're actually going to a quinceañera.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's going to be cool. We're staying a couple extra days to just blow it out. All right. Come on, buddy.
Anytime. My
Always
pleasure.
a pleasure, man, guys.
Thank you so much.
If you are anywhere near the Uptown Park area, highly recommended. Come check out URBE and all of Hugo's incredible restaurants. I mean, you cannot go wrong.
That's our hope.
You cannot go wrong.
I think I've decided that this is my Mother's Day brunch location.
This is the Mother's Day brunch?
I hope you have a table
Hugo's
available.
brunch is amazing.
Well, I did Caracol
legendary.
on
Well,
Easter,
Caracol, yeah, for
and
sure.
so I'm making the rounds. Yeah. So
All right,
this
guys.
is where I'm gonna come on
We'll be
Monday.
back. We're going to be back. We're going to be back next week. Again, Wednesday at 3 o'clock for more Foodies and Friends. But you can go to the Fox 26 YouTube channel.
Yes.
You can definitely watch it, share it, hit the share button, tell your friends because we're trying to grow the party. We're trying to make it a destination for everybody to come check out and talk food. Guys, we're done. I'm Ruben and Katie. That's Katie Stone. This man here has been the big boss man for us, Sean. Again, thank you so much.
Anytime.
URBE, come check him out. We'll see you next week, guys.
Happy
Peace.
Mother's Day, everybody.
See ya. Happy Mother's Day. See y'all later.